Hello, welcome back. I'm just about to hop on an Instagram live with Patricia. She's kind of like my mentor, but also my astrologer. She's my teacher. She's a lot of things. So she's doing a live all about the 2020 energy that's closing and then the 2021 energy that's coming in and what we need to know astrologically and how to prepare. I'm gonna link that because by the time this comes out, the story will have already gone live, but she's gonna save it on her IGTV. I'll post that, I'll kind of link that on the video. So check that out below and you can listen to it and watch it. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. You guys know I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone with video, so this is like, when she asked me to do this, I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it because I have to and I want to support her anyway. So hopefully, yeah, we get a good turnout. And like I say, like the most important thing is you're getting a message across, so that's what's important. If people receive the message, then it's all good. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of do an intro to the video. I'm going to probably check in a little bit later. I'm definitely gonna talk about the Akashic Records because I think that's something that's such an important part of my life and I really want you guys to understand what I do and kind of what my job is. So I'll talk about that probably, if not later today, tomorrow. And I did not work out today. I did go to the gym yesterday. I went and did some upper body and I did a little bit of running and sprints and rowing. Oh my gosh, holding a camera up is no joke. Yeah, I'm going to probably go to the gym tonight. I've been really busy with work, which has been great. And this whole editing things, like I say, I love editing videos, so it's been so fun. And I'll have this video to edit as well this week. Yeah, I think I'm 2021, I'm gonna like step it up and try to do like 2 videos a week and try to find a way to get content for you guys and add onto my Instagram because I post on Instagram pretty regularly compared to YouTube. So yeah, wish me luck on my IGTV. I want to do a little sit down video and I know I promised you guys I was going to do a video last week, but that did not happen. I said, okay, let me just pick up the camera and just film whatever about the Akashic Records that I need to say or that you guys need to hear. I guess it'll be 2 parts. One part explaining what the Akashic Records are and then another part really going into any messages I might get during the video, which I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn off that speaker. So what I was saying was that I'm gonna explain what the Akashic Records are and also maybe channel something if something comes through. I don't necessarily feel that to be true. I have my Akashic Records open now, but whatever comes through, comes through. And I can definitely, if you guys are interested, do videos just with channeling where you guys send questions or you just channel whatever comes to me. So let's get right into it. So a lot of people will give you an explanation of the Akashic Records, which I sometimes think is a little confusing because if you haven't experienced a reading or you're not into this whole spiritual kind of world or realm, it's hard to wrap your head around it. And that was hard for me as well. When someone explained what the Akashic Records were, I was like, that makes no sense. I don't get it. I couldn't understand it. But once I had a reading, it all made sense and it kind of just clicked. I was like, oh, I get it. Maybe some of you have had some kind of reading where it's been like a psychic reading or a tarot reading where you feel like the person's intuitively telling you things, and that's what an Akashic Records reading kind of is. So I like to think of the Akashic Records as like, it's kind of like a database, right? It's like a database that holds all the information from the universe, from your soul, from past lives you've had, your recent life, and possibly future lives that you're gonna have. It's kind of like when you open the Akashic Records, it's like you're searching through that database to find information and bring it forward. And that information comes through your masters, your guides, your soul, the beings of light, angels, whatever that needs to be. I tend to find that most readings will bring forward information through the masters, the guides, and the soul. The soul is a big one for me. And I don't necessarily decipher what that is when I'm doing a reading. It just comes through and it just feels, you know, I do a lot of feeling through a reading because I'm an empath. So you'll hear me say a lot about feeling in a reading, and anyone that's had a reading with me will understand that. I can do a reading for myself or I can do a reading for somebody else because I've done the different levels. There's different levels of Akashic Records. Right now I have mine open and I can ask questions and receive and download information. I could have them open and be studying. I could have them open and be doing a video where I just feel more inspired, more connected, and kind of the words that I need will come out as needed. It kind of makes you feel more creative. It allows you to connect with whatever you're doing at the moment and kind of have more of a perspective. I like to think of it as kind of like blinders sometimes. When you need to focus on something, it gives you those blinders, but when you need information, it opens up the perspective and gives you many views and many different ways of seeing things. But when I open somebody else's, it's very different because I'm opening somebody else's Akashic Records. First, I need their permission, obviously, and I need them to give me their legal full name. And with that, in the verse that I have, I'm able to open their records, and instantly I will start downloading information. I always like to tell my clients, like, especially first timers, like 99.9% of the time I will get some kind of initial download when I open somebody's records. I don't know you, I've never had a reading with you, and even if I have had a reading with you, I will not remember probably 90% of what I've said to you. So people will come back, it's like, oh, you said this to me. I'm like, I don't remember. Like, I just don't remember. I don't remember it at all. And I do record the sessions and I send it to my clients, but I don't listen to that. That's theirs, and then I delete it. So with the client's permission, their legal full name, I connect, and then they ask questions. Usually the initial message will come through as something important that they need to hear, or that you need to hear if that's your case, if you've had a reading. And then we go straight into the questions. So these questions generally will come through as information that you need to hear to bring consciousness to something, or it's information that you maybe didn't have. You didn't understand it, so you didn't understand the problem and you couldn't get your perspective on it. I'm gonna do a whole video because I've done a blog post about it on my website, so I'll link that on this video, but I'd like to do a dedicated video on how the Akashic Records help you heal, because it is such a healing tool. And now I've added other things into my readings, like Bach flowers, California flowers, hypnosis, to further kind of help the healing, right? So if we see, for example, you know, that you're having issues with, you know, your mom, let's say, and things from a past life and this recent life, and that you need to deal with, but you might not know how to deal with it, and it's not clear right now, and maybe you need clarity on certain things, I can prescribe a formula for you to get through that. Maybe you're depressed, maybe you're unsure of where you need to go, maybe you don't understand your path, maybe you feel a lot of guilt, or you need to forgive yourself, or maybe you just feel like in a very negative frame of mind. All these flowers, like flower therapy is amazing and I highly recommend it. I'll definitely do a video about that as well, because I feel like it's so fascinating. And the more I work with clients and I see, you know, I've personally used flowers myself and it's been amazing, but the more I see these changes and these comments from my clients, the more I'm like, wow, like this is just reinforcing how great these flowers are. And it's all natural, so there's no overdosing on it. It's not like I can, you know, let's say I give you the wrong flower, it won't make anything go wrong. It just might not help that specific issue. And if there was an issue that you had associated to that flower, it's just going to help it. So it's never going to make anything worse. It works at an energetic level, and it really just helps cleanse things. You deal with things, bring things forward so that you can kind of let them out emotionally or look at them. You know, sometimes when we don't look at things, we can't heal them. So sometimes the flowers can be for that purpose, right? So back to the Akashic Records. You know, when I channel, I just channel whatever the person needs to hear. And I like to say the channeling for me is very different probably from another channeling. You know, even if I compare myself to my sister, we're very different channelers. We bring forward the information differently even. But I like to think that the Akashic Records really are, it's really a tool that can help you get clarity on your path and where you're going. So I was like, how do you channel information? Well, it's practice, a lot of practice. I've practiced on a lot of people before I even started actually like charging money for it, because it is a lot of work, and it's a lot of studying that I did, and it's a lot of, you know, refining my method and becoming comfortable with it and trusting myself. I think that's where we all kind of get stuck, and I'll definitely do a whole video on, you know, why it's so hard to open your own Akashic Records and what makes you feel stuck. And we talk about that in our courses with my sister on the Soul Tribe Academy. But you know, it is tricky because we're so much in our ego and our head, and it's hard to get really more heart-centered and allow information to come through your crown chakra. So, you know, basically what happens is, now that we're with the crown chakra, information comes through your crown chakra, it's processed by your pineal gland, I always say that wrong, and then that turns into words, it turns into images, and turns into feelings, and you just start talking and you're like, wow, I don't know where this is coming from, but it's coming. So a lot of people will channel differently. Like some people are super visual. Some people are more about visions. Like they just see visions and they just need to communicate things through vision, so they'll explain things to you that way. For me, it's feeling. So I will feel. Other people, it's just a knowing. And for me, it is a little bit about that knowing. Like I know something, I know it, I feel it, but not as much as feeling. Like feeling is my number one thing, and I'll feel something and they'll be like, oh wow, yeah, that's right. So my client would confirm that that feeling I'm getting is correct. It's a lot of words, so you'll hear a lot of words, sentences, just me talking, and I'm sure any other reader can, you know, say the same. Where sometimes it's a 45 to an hour long reading and you're like, wow, it's already over, because you're connected to the fifth dimension. The Akashic Records really, it's this huge library. I used, you know, before I explained it as a database, but it really is an infinite library in the ethereal plane. It's not tangible. We can't see it here. It's not here, but it is all around us. Located in the 5th dimension. We're right now in the 3rd dimension. And a lot of people talk about ascending and all that. But for you to understand, we're in the 3rd dimension. And this library is in the 5th dimension. So by you connecting to the Akashic Records, you're raising your vibration and you're connecting to that information. And you're also using a verse or a prayer, some people like to say prayer, that has specific vibrations that help you connect to that. But the only way you can really start channeling, I feel, is when you start really connecting with yourself and when you start really like trusting the information that's coming through, because I truly believe, and I always say this to every student we've had, anyone's capable of connecting to their own Akashic Records. Another thing is, if you're going to read for people, you really need to have that calling. You really need to feel like that's part of your path. I think that's a big part of it. You connecting for your own, you know, for your own healing, for your own information, for your own just intuition. Anyone can do that. You know, it's not something that you have to have a specific gift or have lived certain things in your life or be part of, you know, it can be part of anybody's path. I truly believe that. If you feel that calling to learn the Akashic Records, I would highly recommend you do it. I think it's a great time to do it now, especially now because we're more connected. It's easier to download information, to receive things, because things are changing, and it's amazing. So I would definitely suggest anybody that feels that calling, follow it. Don't doubt it for a second and try it. And it might take you, and this is not the case for everybody, but it might take you a little bit of time to receive the information, to download it, to feel connected to it, to trust what you're receiving. That's the number one thing, right, that we all go through. And I think that goes through any spiritual practice. Is this coming from my brain, my ego, or is this something I'm actually downloading and receiving, and can I trust it? That's the hard part. That's the most difficult part. Allowing yourself to receive the information without your ego getting in the way, that can be quite tricky. It's practice, you know. It's the more you practice it, the more you connect with it, the more you know when you're connected, when you're not, the more you know when your Akashic Records are open, when you're not. It's just practice. I like to say that because some people are like, oh no, I don't have the gift. No, you don't. It's not a gift. It's practice. Another thing is, if you're a psychic medium, I think that a lot of it is a gift. A lot of it is we're born with it, or you have that calling and all of a sudden something happened to you and you have this gift. The Akashic Records is different, and we all are connected to Akasha, and we're all connected to that library in some way. We might not know it. People have dreams about it. Some people had visions. It's up to you to see what step you take with that, and this is fully up to you. It's not like everyone needs to learn the Akashic Records. I think some people download information without it, and that's valid too. So I'll explain a little bit about what I do as a reader. So I get clients that come to me and just want to ask questions. They want certain things answered, they want certain information cleared up, they want healing, they're going through something that they need kind of assistance with. So I'll get people with questions, and my readings are an hour long. During that time, I just channel as much as I can through the questions. The questions are really important because that's how the information comes through. So if someone comes to me, they don't have no questions, I'll be like, all right, write down your questions first and then we'll have your session, because the moment you're already thinking about those questions, you're feeling them in your body and you're writing them down or typing them on your phone, you're already preparing yourself to receive the information that's going to be downloaded. So it's a process. It's not like, oh, the day of the reading. No, it starts before, like way before. The moment you decide to get a reading, the moment you book a session with somebody, you can already see energy shifting and changing. It's quite incredible, actually. It's amazing. It really is amazing. What I do is just channel for people. It's insane. Like, I just think to some sessions I've had and how I started, and it's been a while now since I've been working with opening other people's Akashic Records, and it's just so fulfilling. It really helps me so much. And now I've started Hypnosis Akashic sessions. It's kind of like empowering people to receive their own messages, which I love. And now I've added in the Bach flowers and the California flowers, and it's amazing. Like, I just have seen amazing transformations, and I've seen some people really go through the process of healing, and it's amazing. And just even seeing the people that we've helped with on the course, like with our courses, it's just insane, and it really fills me up and it makes me feel like I'm helping in some way, you know? Yeah, that just gets me right here. It makes me feel really good. That's basically the Akashic Records. I could go way deeper and way more complicated, but I wanted to make it kind of just simple. We're a few days from Christmas. It's insane. I can't believe the year is closing off today as we speak. So it's the 21st of December. We're in the era or the age, I don't know how to say it, but of Aquarius. which is an era of air. We had been going through a long period of just earth energy, and now this air energy really is going to change things up, and it's going to feel different. We're all going to feel very different. So I'm curious to know, like, comment below if you guys have felt anything different from Monday the 21st. I'd be curious to know. I feel different for sure. I feel a little scattered, even though I'm super organized with everything, but I don't know. I feel like that's part of it. I actually channeled some information for our Patreon. So if you're interested in getting like channeled messages and more like in-depth stuff, apart from the podcast that we do with my sister, the Soul Tribe podcast, I'll link that below so you can follow there. I've also been getting a calling to start my own podcast. For me, a lot of my journey has been about self-love. This whole spiritual journey has been about self-love, and I work a lot with people. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. I'm really gonna just meditate on it, ask my guides, my masters, if this is the right thing to do. But I do feel called in that direction. But I don't know. I kind of also feel pulled to do YouTube, so I don't know. I don't want to put too much stuff on my plate and then feel overwhelmed. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll be something later on in 2021, not the beginning. All right, I'll chat with you guys later. It's the next day, and I just finished off a call for the podcast, for our podcast, the Soul Tribe podcast, with Patricia, who's an astrologer. She's actually, I consider her my astrologer, because anytime I have any questions or anything, I go to her, and we work very closely, and I've done so many courses with her. So, yeah, we finished off an interview, which will be coming out not next week, the other week, because we're taking 2 weeks off the podcast. We needed a little bit of a break, since we've never actually taken a break. It's been almost like 2 years of the podcast and never took 1 week off. Like every week we had an episode edited, recorded, edited, and uploaded. So yeah, so I think I'm just gonna close off the vlog now. There's not really much going on for the rest of the day. I'm just gonna keep working, go to the gym later, and go grocery shopping. Yeah, I think with all the explanation of the Akashic Records, I think that was good. I'm gonna work on another video explaining how the Akashic Records like help you heal, and I have a whole blog post on it, like I mentioned, but I want to do a video on it. I think that would be good, and I can reference it to people who want to watch it and listen to it. Quickly letting you guys know how my December goals are going. So there were 4 things, right? There was food or nutrition, exercise, there was meditation, and then getting myself out there with the vlog. So with the vlog, I'm doing pretty well. This is going to be my 3rd video, so I'm like super proud of myself. Meditation, not so good, but I'm going to get back on track. Food, so-so. There's days I'm doing really well with like breakfast and lunch, and then all of a sudden dinner will come and we'll get takeout, or you know, we'll cook something that's not so healthy. Exercise, I'm doing really good. I'm actually pretty consistent. I'm working out at least 4 to 5 times a week and really pushing myself with like cardio and with the weights, and I've actually gone up in my deadlift. I've gone up with almost everything, so yeah, really good. I'm really proud of myself. Thanks for watching the video. As always, subscribe if you want more videos, and definitely put a like and a comment below. It helps kind of support my channel, and I will continue to do these. I'm gonna really push myself for 2021.